today we have what, for a little community, new credit is we have 2,330 people as of April 2015. That's our enrollment number. Only like maybe a quarter of those live on the reserve. We have an on-reserve population of about 500. And we are adjacent to the Six Nations. When you look at the map, you'll see where the little, we have a little corner of that space. We have 6,000 acres and with 500 people living on it. So, and they're an Iroquois community. We're a Anishinaabe community. And we're surrounded by the Six Nations reserve land. So both of our communities are Indian reserves that are set aside through legislation of the federal government via the Indian Act, and that the land is set aside for the sole use and benefit of its members. So these two reserves sit adjacent to each other. To explain about who are the Mississaugas, this is kind of like what the Harmony Project will, I think, touch on, about who we are, what are our traditions, how we ended up where we are today, type thing. So that story about, you know, working with and being involved with a lot of different entities, people, organizations, over the past hundreds of years that we've been moving around, I think it'll help tell a part of our story. We have a mural that's the key part of this project, which is talks about our trying to bring back our culture or create an education and awareness of it through a pictorial setup. But when we say our story is about how we came here to be. Our story comes from that we're from the north, up around the head of the lakes, and Mississauga means body of water with many mouths for the southern group, and it also is interpreted to mean the eagle, because most of our people were of the Eagle clan, and the eagle had a role to play, and that the eagle was a communicator. The Mississaugas, one of their roles is that, to be a communicator and to talk with the other First Nations, and that is documented history that our people took the message that something was happening, or calling the other nations to a meeting where they would go out and with the message and travel, you know, hundreds of miles in a day. So it's documented how they moved from one place to the other on land and in the water in a very short period of time to get the message out. So our story is that we, you know, early years we moved south into southern Ontario from around the head of the lakes, Mississauga 8, which is sort of where Blind River is, Mississauga River is, and into all down along the eastern side of the lakes. And we have a lot of relations in any of the reserves that you see on a map that show the reserves from all the way from like Sault Ste. Marie right straight into southern Ontario. All around Lake Simcoe, we have lots of relations in those areas, even Mississauga Nation people. And we were all one at one time. It's only in this more current era that we've been separated out into different groups, because we have 6 First Nations who call themselves Mississaugas. And we're one of them, and we're called the Mississaugas of the Credit. When we moved down in the 1600s into what is known as Toronto today, we split. So we have many years, thousands of years of existence in Toronto. We were there for, like I say, thousands of years, and then when Toronto got declared, a settlement started to happen from the British government or European government, that they looked to settle Ontario, North America, and they acquired the land from the Mississauga Indians who were living there at the time, so that they could make it the capital and they could start to settle it as a place for all the new people to come and live on. So that's how the story starts. And the story has become, the mural, as we call it, and we call it our story, has become an integral part of telling that future, telling the past and telling our future.